class contain more than one object code.
Class started. I mean, recording started. Was the recording started? Yes, right.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we are going to see a new concepts like class and objects now. So we'll be doing a lot of modifications in class and objects. Please listen to the class carefully. And then these 3 days are there for you. I mean, Thursday and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 days are there for you. You can take a lot of examples from the internet and then work out the concepts of class and objects. Concept is very important. When it comes to C language and other languages, it means that just a minute. No. Okay, sorry. Okay, when it comes to C language and then since it is basics, you will be asked to write the defined programs like palindrome of a given number and then factorial of a given number. So those things are there. But when it comes to object-oriented programming, it is full of concepts. I mean, Java concepts. So I'll be also teaching you some examples. You should also, from your side, work out some examples which is available in the internet as well. Okay, we will see lot of concepts today, like how the class will be, how function will be, and what is a variable in that, and how to access the variable, and all those things we'll be seeing it today, right? So we'll be directly getting into this. Whether my screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. So first we'll start with the class, right? How the class will be like. I'll just give you a small introduction about what is class and objects. So you have class here, right? A class should always open with an open braces like this. Okay, it can be the next to the class also, and then below to the class. Class name followed by the name of the class. So name of the class can be any name. It can be ABC, or else whatever name you want, you can give CSE, C, D, and E. So you can give whatever name you want and followed by open bracket and then close bracket. Okay, this is how a class will be. Okay, inside the class you will have variables. You will have variables like we call them as member variables. Member variables, and then we have member. What else we have? Member functions. Member functions. Okay, these are all the things that we will have inside a class. Okay. So you may ask a question, sir. Only one function has to be there, or you can have any number of functions. Yes, you have. You can have any number of functions. You can have function one, and then you can have function two. Then you can have function two.
So not audible.
Am I audible to everyone?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Audible, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Please check your speakers. So member function
Sir,
two. Okay, member function 2 and then member function 3. So any number of functions you have, any number of functions you can have. That is the advantage of the class. So you can have any number of variables you want. You want variable 1, variable 2, variable 3. So you have any number of variables you want. Okay. You can either what is this called as? If I use a function like this, function name
Function
followed
call.
by- no. Declaration. Someone told me, right?
Right.
Yes, you're absolutely right. It is called as declaration. Declaration, right? Declaration. It is called as declaration. If I write something with this function, please mute yourself. Who's that? Okay. I have a function here. If I write something inside this function, body of the function, what this is called as?
Function definition.
Very good, excellent. அவ்வளவுதான் சூப்பரா சொல்றீங்க பாடலாம். இதெல்லாம் தெரியுது. இது தெரிஞ்சாலே உங்களுக்கு போதும். Okay, if I don't do anything within the function, right? If I just declare the name, I mean this is the function which I'm going to use it in the program, and which will be terminated with a semicolon. Okay, it means that it is called as function declaration. I'm going to declare that I'm going to use function 1 and function 2 inside my class. That is called as declaration. And body of the function in the sense I'm going to write something inside the function, that is called as definition. Definition in the sense what this function 2 is going to do, that is called as definition. Okay, that should not be terminated with a semicolon symbol because it has got something under this name function. So it should not be terminated with a termination symbol. Okay, so this is how the class will be like, right? So in the main function, I have main function. Okay. In the main function, I'll show you one more important thing that you have to note down. Public static void main here, and then don't see the args, whatever it may be. Okay, so I have to access the elements in the class. I have to access the elements in the class. So that is how it will be. This is how you will be. So you have to create the object also for this class. In order to access the member variables and member function of a particular class, you have to create object for the class. How to create object for the class in the main function? You have to write like class name. What is class name? CSC CD, class name followed by object name. Any object name you can give. OBJ 123. You can give any name equal to new CSE CDE, class name of. So this is how you will create an object. So the meaning for this is a object reference has been created. This is called as a class reference. Okay, we call it as a class reference. I mean the class variable. We have a variables here, right? We have variable 1, variable 2 and variable 3, and then we have function declaration as well and function definition as well. And then in object creation, what you have to do is, this is the statement to create an object. I mean whatever class name that you give, you can use the class name followed by any object name that you can give. You can give your own name also equal to new class name of. That is the meaning for this. Okay, the meaning for this is actually obj123 refers to the variable of the particular class. Okay, we are going to create an object, right? That object should have a name, that is called as obj123. That is the reference of the particular class. This new, in the sense, what it will do is that when it encounters new, it will create a new memory space for this corresponding variable that has been created. Okay, so we'll split it into two lines. Okay, actually you have to give it in single line. In order to make you understand, I have to make it as two lines here, just for an explanation purpose. This statement, okay, CSC CDE, class name followed by object name, what it does is it will create obj123 is variable of the object which I'm going to create now. Object which I'm going to create now. Object is something which is called as a memory location. Okay, what this statement will do is creates memory location for obj123. Okay, obj123 is the variable for the object of a class CSE CDE, and then this new, once it encounters new CSE CDE with the same class name, it creates a memory for the object variable that has been created. Can you understand this?
Sir, one doubt, sir.
Yes, சொல்லுப்பா.
எல்லா ஆப்ஜெக்ட்டுக்கும் நம்ம வந்து கிளாஸ் நேம் வந்து நம்ம டிக்ளேர் பண்ணணுமா சார்?
கண்டிப்பா. எந்த கிளாஸ் கிரியேட் பண்ற? Suppose I have one more class here. Okay, class CSE CDE1. Then you have to create one more object for CSE CDE1.
Okay, sir.
Okay, wow. Okay. Suppose you have member function. We don't want to worry about this. பாருங்க, இதுல போய் member variables இருக்கும், member functions இருக்கும். Okay. இதுக்குள்ள என்ன இருக்கும்? Variables and then functions. Simple ஆ கொடுத்துடலாம். Suppose I have one more class here. கான்செப்டை சொல்லி நம்ம வந்து அதுலேருந்து நம்ம படிக்கிறது வந்து it will take some time. So we are directly going into the practical concept. So I have another class called as CDE123. It has also got some variables and then function under it. Okay, can you see two classes here? There are two classes now. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll create one more object for it. So for each class you have to create object. That is very important. Sir, is there any opportunity like I can create only one object for only one class and access the entire classes in the program? Yes, that is there, which you will be seeing it in the inheritance. Okay, which you will be seeing it in the inheritance in the second unit. Okay, but as of now, since it is a normal thing, we have two classes here, two different classes. In order to access the variables and the functions present in this particular class, what I have to do, I have to create separate object for it. How will you access the member functions, members of the particular class? How will you access? Simply by
The
giving
class name dot
Object
member
no object name dot the function.
dot
I mean
function.
function.
in spellings. Sorry. This is how you will access it. Suppose, sir, I want to create and one more object. I want to create one more object for this class. Can I access? Can I have it as function 123? Yes. Is it right? Obj 123 dot function 123. Is it right?
New object we
Yes.
have to create.
We have
No,
to
sir, you
create
have to create an object.
because this function 123 is the member of the class
Comes under the same class.
CSC 123. Okay, different class. But I am accessing the member of CSC CDE 123 with the object of this class. That is not possible. Okay. So what you have to do is you have to create one more object of the second class. Okay, CSC CDE 123 123 with a different object name 12 and new CSC CDE 123. And then I have to access with the object name of this particular class. Okay, now can you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Yes. See, if you understood this, then it is very easy for you to walk through the entire unit. I mean, entire Java and other languages also. If you know how to create a class, how to declare a function within the class and variables, and then another class, and then if I use a main function, and then how to access, how to create an object, for the particular class, and then how to access a member functions of a particular class using the object name, then it is easy for you. Okay, sir, do I have an opportunity like having only one class name and then I creating object for only one class name and inheriting all the other classes? Yes, you have. We have that in the second unit. You will give a keyword like extends extends CSC CDE. So meaning for this extend CSC CDE is that all the properties of the class CSC CDE will be inherited into the class called as CSC CDE 123. Can you understand this statement? I mean extend CDE, because we are not going to see this now, only in the second unit we will be seeing it. Just for your reference I am telling this extend CSC CDE. Can you see this? Can you see this? Can you understand this? Extends the class A. I mean, this is the base class. I mean, this is the base class, and this is called as a derived class. And the entire concept of the base class has been derived into the derived class by using the keyword called as extends. Extends is a keyword. Okay, can you see this? Can you see this?
Yes.
Yes. So now what I can do? I don't want to create a new object for this class and this class separately. What I have to do is, because all the properties of this class has been inherited into this class, so what I can do, I can create object only for this class, and also with the help of the object of this class I can able to access the member functions of this class and also this class. See here, CSC 123 is there, right? So I'll delete this. See here, can you find the difference? I have created only one object now because all the properties has been inherited. Okay, there's no need of worrying about it because all the properties of this particular class has been derived into this class. So it is sufficient to create object only for this class alone. With the help of the object of this class, I can able to access the member function and member variables of this class and also this class because it has been inherited into this class. Okay, can you understand this? Can you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So with all these examples, with all these basic concepts, I hope you are clear in this. We'll move on to the
Sir,
topic. Yes.
sir, you said the class name and the file save name should be equal. We have two classes here. So
Uh,
which name we should give, sir?
we have to give new class. Very good question, Pa. Sorry, I forgot. This is just an example. So I have to create one more class for main function as well. Main fun. Super question. Okay. And now what is the file name? What will be the file name?
Main FUN.
Main
FUN.
fun. Okay. Main fun. Okay. There are situations like where you don't want to give the class name also. I mean, class name for the main function also, that I'll tell you. Okay, later. Okay. புரியுதா இல்லையா? Even though I may have lot of functions here, I may have many functions here, I mean many classes here, only the main function holding class name has to be the file name. That is very important. Okay. Okay, we'll right away get into this. Okay. So you know what this is all about, right? Okay. So we have Java environment. You know what the Java environment is all about. We have JDK, we have JRE, and then we have JVM, Java Developer Tools, and all those things. And then we saw this already. And as I told you, what happens when the program source code which you are writing now, I mean in the notepad, what it will do after compiling Java C file name.java, when you press Java C file name.java, what it will do? It will convert into bytecode. As I told you, it will create what it will create. It will create a dot class extension, a file that is converted to a bytecode, which is in the machine understandable language. And then using the Java virtual machine, okay, Java virtual machine, what it will do? It will compare whether the software which you have installed is meant to only for 64-bit Windows 10 operating system. That is called as Java virtual machine for Windows operating system. So this JVM differs from operating system to operating system, right? Suppose if you use Solaris, if you use Linux or Mac OS, it depends upon the operating system that you use. So it will check upon that, it will run the environment, and then it will give you the result in the JRE, Java runtime environment. So that is how the program works. Okay, so now getting into the class again deeply, the concepts are class and objects. It is very understandable here. I have a class called as car. Okay, I have a class called as car. And then what are the data members that we can see? I mean, data members in the sense variables. We call it as in variables. Model of the car, and then color of the car, and then brand of the car. So these are all called as variables. Single line I can tell you what is the model. Yes, it is Ertiga, it is XUV 500, it is Swift. So I can tell just by the name itself. What's the color of the car? Just I can say it in a single word. Okay, I can tell it as this is maroon color, and this is black, and then this is red. Okay, and then methods are something like speed of the car. Okay, speed of the car and what speed it will go. Okay, it keeps on changing. If the acceleration is very hard and then the gear is high, then the car may even reach up to 100 kilometers per hour, right? So it is like the condition, right? If the condition is hard, and then the car may reach the higher RPM, and then it will reach the higher speed. Okay, if the acceleration is very less, and then car will be in the lower RPM, and then it will reach the minimum speed, and you will get the mileage. So there are a lot of conditions that will happening inside this particular speed. Okay, particular speed. Okay, and then also size of the car. So it all depends, right? Method, and then data members. It's called data members, and this is called as a class. So as I told you, we saw it already, right? How the class has to be defined. Class name followed by a class name. Sir, you have mentioned it as a capital letter. No, it is not a capital letter. It is in small only. Okay, it is small letter. Class followed by the class name, and then type of variable that you are going to use, and type of methods that I am going to use. And then this is the one which I told you, right? Once consider you have a class name called as demo. You have a class name called as a demo. So on the object name for the corresponding class is D1. And how will you create object for is demo D1 equal to new demo of. This is how you will create object for any class. Everyone is agreeing with this, right? You know how to create object for a class?
Yes, sir.
Yes, this is how you have to do. Class name followed by object name equal to new class name of. Okay, this is how you will do. Even if you go to C#, you will create object like this only. Okay, same thing that you will create. Okay, so what is this called as? The D1 is called as, what is D1 is called as? D1 is called as a reference variable. It is called as a reference variable which refers to the object of a demo class. Yes, this is like a variable. Suppose if I use integer a equal to 5. What does it mean? A is a variable which is of data type integer, and it is holding a value called as 5. That is how you have to use, right? Similarly, D1 is the reference. We call it as a reference object or reference variable. It is called as reference variable. Reference variable of the object which I am going to create for the class demo. Okay, and once it encounters new demo, what it will do? It will create a memory space in the heap memory. Heap memory is the fastest memory which is available in your system. So we have different memories, that is apart from your syllabus, apart from our topic. So we have different memories which is available in our system: RAM, ROM, and then faster memory, register memory, and everything we have. So heap is a kind of memory which is available in the system. So once it encounters new .demo, with the help of this D1, it will create a memory space within the heap memory. That is how it works. Can you understand this? Do you have any doubts in this?
Yes, sir.
So D1 is the memory space. So this memory space will be referencing to which an object, D1. So this object D1 refers to which class? Demo.
Demo.
Can you understand this? Can you understand this?
சார்
சொல்லுப்பா.
சார் ஸ்கிரீன் ஷேர் ஆகல சார் எனக்கு.
இப்போ எல்லாருக்குமே ஷேர் ஆகலையா, இல்லை அவருக்கு மட்டுமா?
ஷேர் ஆகுது சார்.
தம்பி நீங்க கிளாஸ்ல வெளில போய் திருப்பி உள்ள வாங்க.
ஓகே சார்.
ப்ராப்ளம் இல்லை, அந்த மாதிரி ப்ராப்ளம் வந்தால் கூட we have recordings in the class. Students, please note that please see that you are downloading the recordings. Okay, don't think that it will be available lifelong. No, it won't be. Only for 20 days it will be available. I hope everyone is downloading the recordings then and there.
Sir, I have a doubt, sir.
Yes.
Sir, in the recording, it plays for a few seconds or 60 seconds. It plays, then it automatically exits, sir. It not plays completely, sir. I want to know this problem only for me or for all.
No. It is. I think it is only for me. You, because I have recordings as well. I mean, whatever I take, I just download and keep.
Sir, no, sir. It's also for me, sir. We have to wait for some time, sir. It will be fully downloaded, sir.
See, actually, what you have to do, students, what you have to do is it will download. Okay, it will download, but you have to wait for at least half an hour. Depends upon your connection. If your connection is internet connection, I have 30 Mbps connection with me. It takes around 5 minutes to download. I mean 5 minutes to download, and then it will open. Okay, you wait for some time. You just click download and wait for some time, and then you open. And also, once the class is over, don't download then itself. So wait for some half an hour, and then after the end of all the classes, you download the videos of the each classes. Okay, you can do it like that.
Yes.
Okay. So everyone, I hope everyone understood this, right? So this is how a new memory location will be created. So with the help of the memory location, what is the referencing? See, for the entire class, a class will have a variable, class will have a function, class will have a body of the function, and then lot of manipulations and calculations will be happening inside a particular class. So what is the referencing factor for a class? Here, what is the referencing factor for a class here? If I use the single word, I can access the entire content of the class. What is this? What is the name of the thing?
Object.
Object. Very good, excellent. So right. So you have a demo here. Demo may have lot of functionalities inside the class. Okay, demo is a class, right? So by help of a referencing variable, we call it as an object, referencing variable or object D1. What we do? We will access the entire content of the class. That is why it is very powerful. I mean, object-oriented programming is very powerful. Okay, that is why we call it as an object-oriented programming. We use object to access the entire content of the class. Okay, that is why it is called as object-oriented programming. Okay, so shall we go for the next topic? Okay, and this is called as data field declaration. This is how you will declare the variables like integer a and then integer b. I mean, this is small a. integer a and then integer b. And then method declaration. How will you declare a method? A type method. I mean, void add void subtraction. And then inside this you will have a parameter. I'll come to this, what is parameter, and then argument is. You will have a confusion that, sir, what is parameter, sir, what is argument, what is actual parameter, what is formal parameter. You will have a confusion here. I'll tell you what it is, right? So body of the method will be there. So this is how the method declaration has to be done. And then creating an object. You know how to create an object and access the class members, right? So I have a class called as class A. It is small letter. Even now I am repeating this. This is small letter, not the capital letter. Since I typed in the PPT, it starts with a capital letter, so automatically change it to capital letter. And then I have a variable and I have methods, and then I have another class called as class ABC. Within that I have a main function. Okay, within that I have a main function called as. Within that I have a main function. So string A, and then A object equal to new A of. This is how you will create the object name, object for the particular class. Okay, how will you access the objects of the class? Obj.methods. So this is how you will access. Okay, can you understand this, students? Shall we go with this understanding to next topic?
சார்
Yes.
சார் இப்போ வந்து ஒரு ஏன்ற வேரியபிள் வந்து டிக்ளேர் பண்றோம்னா அது வந்து இன்ட்னு டிக்ளேர் பண்றோம்ல சார். அப்ப வந்து int a, b ன்னு போட்டாலும் கரெக்ட்டா இல்ல int a
கரெக்ட். அது சூப்பர் क्वेश्चन. அது மாதிரியும் பண்ணலாம்ப்பா.
நேத்து நான் ஒரு ப்ரோகிராம் ட்ரை பண்ணேன் சார், அது வரல சார், அதான் சார் கேட்டேன்.
எப்படி வர நமக்கு இது ரெடியூம் போடலாமே. int a னும் போடலாம்.
தனித்தனியா கூட போட்டுக்கலாமா சார்?
b யும் போடலாம். இல்லாட்டி int a, b னும் போடலாம். இப்படியும் போடலாம். int a equal to 25 அதோட வேல்யூ இங்கேயும் கொடுத்துடலாம். b equal to 35 இங்கேயும் கொடுத்துடலாம். இந்த மாதிரியும் பண்ணலாம். இல்லை தனித்தனியாகவும் int a equal to b equal to 34. This is like this also you can give whatever the thing you want, you can give.
Okay sir,
okay. ஆனா இதுல சூப்பரா இருக்கும். I mean, why people are going for Python is what it will do is it will create multiple a, b, c, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. 2, 4, 5. It means that a equal to 3, b equal to 4, c equal to 5. இதெல்லாம் வந்து some advantage in Java. Sorry, in Python. That is why people started going behind Python nowadays. But do you know something? It is very slower. I mean, when it comes to compilation, when it runs to execution, performance, Python is the slowest language than other language. Maybe you can see, sir, code என்ன சார் 4 லைன் தான் இருக்குது. என்ன சார் நீங்க கோட் வந்து 4 லைன் தான் இருக்கு. பட் ஆனா you are telling it is a very slower language. How, sir? Do you why, sir? Why it is so? So do you find any data type here? Do you find any data type here for Python? No, right? No, right. But actually, what data type it is? If I give 3, 4, 5.
Integer.
Okay then. And then what is this?
Character.
A is character, B is integer, and then C can be floating point also, 5.25. Okay, floating point. I can give floating point. Okay. So what actually it means? Either meaning and actually what it means. I mean, both. What is the meaning for this?
Take time to recognize data type.
Super ra. Very good ra. In the answer தான் எனக்கு வேணும்டா. I want this answer. So compiler it will take time to recognize what type of data, what data type it is. Actually, as a programmer, if we want to type a, b, c, it is easy for us. But internally, when you compile the program, it will go and check internally that this is integer. This is also integer, and this this is also integer. That is the program basics. I mean, program ideology that has to be done for any compiler. But when it comes to Java, int a, b, c. Int a, b, c. What does it mean? We are explicitly telling in the program itself to the compiler. We are helping the compiler that this is integer. We are helping the compiler that this is float. The compiler don't want to scratch its head and then to search everything and then to accommodate this into float and this into integer and this into double. Okay, so that is why extra burden has been given to the Python compilers. Okay, it has to search itself inside the Python compilation folder. But whereas in the Java and other languages, we are explicitly telling that it is a float, integer, and double. We are reducing the burden of the compiler. That is why we call other languages are faster than the Python. Can you understand why Python is very fast, slower than other languages? That is the
Yes.
reason. This is the reason. Super answers. Okay. Okay, you know how to create an object. If you know this, if you know how to create an object and everything, then everything is easy for you. So next one is rect demo. We will see a simple program called as demo, rect demo.java. Okay. Okay, can you see this? Can you see the program? Program can you see the program, guys? Okay.
Yes,
So we
sir.
have a class called as rectangle. Okay, we have a class called as rectangle. Here what I'm going to do is I'm going to find area of rectangle here. That is the only concept which we are going to see here. Area of a rectangle. That's all. So I'm going to declare a variable called as integer height and then width, integer height and then integer width, and then void area. I mean variable of the particular class. Variable, I mean function of the particular class is void area. What it is going to do? It is going to find the result equal to what happening? Okay, height into width. But is there any fluctuation in my screen?
No, sir.
No. Okay. Okay, int result equal to height into width. Int result equal to height into width. Okay. So when I call this function, when I call this particular function, what it will do? It will execute this particular statement. So what I'm going to do? Which one I wanted to print? System.out.println. The area is plus result. That is what I'm going to print. So I have created a class, and I have created a function. I mean, declared a variable, and then I have declared and then defined the function here, and then I have closed the class here. Okay, Purida?
Yes.
Okay, this is how I have to do. So next one is I'm creating a main function. So inside the main function only, you have to declare the, you have to create the object. Inside the main function only, you have to create the object. For inside the main function has to be inside a class. Okay, it can be any name, class followed by a class name, rect demo, open bracket. You have to be very careful about the open bracket, public static void main string args, and then what is the how will you create an object here? Class name, that is rectangle, followed by object name equal to new class name of rectangle of open bracket, close bracket, and then semicolon. This is very important. So how will you create? What are the objects which is available here? I mean, what are the member functions and member variables which is available here?
And
Height,
area.
Height with
so
area.
I'm assigning a value for this. I'm assigning a value for this. Int height, int width. So obj dot height equal to 10. I'm assigning a value for this height. Okay. Obj dot width equal to 20. I'm assigning a value for this width. Okay. And now after assigning the value for height and width, what I'm going to do? I'm going to calculate the obj area of height into width. Okay, and then 10 into 20 will be 200. Okay, let us run this and see. ஓகே, இந்த சில இடத்துல கேபிட்டல் கொடுத்துருப்பேன். இந்த இதே program there are different way of running this program. I'll also tell you that. Okay, புரிஞ்சுச்சா பாப்போ? புரிஞ்சுச்சா எப்படி program work ஆகுது? Object created, object create ஆகி அந்த object குள்ள I have this particular things that is running. That is why it is called as an object oriented programming. So this entire program is now inside a small object called as OBJ. So OBJ ங்கிற ஒரு object create ஆயிருக்கு. New rectangle of memory location for the corresponding object OBJ has been created. Now the entire program, it has got height, it has got a variable called as width, and then it has got a function called as area, and then it has got a manipulation called as height into it, and then it is printing the result. The entire thing is now found inside a particular object called as OBJ. That is why we call this as an object oriented programming. Got it? Purida? Is it
Yes,
clear?
sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, one more concept which I have to tell you. Okay, suppose there is like, sir, I have only one class here. Is it possible to declare the main function? This is second concept. இது வரைக்கும் நான் சொன்னதெல்லாம் first concept. It is first concept. Second technique, you can also call it a second technique. If note it down and keep. These are all the ways that you can do programming. அப்படின்னு கூட வச்சுக்கலாம். Okay, suppose, sir, is there any possibility to use the public static void main, I mean the main function within the class itself, sir, so that I will use only one class? Is there any possibility? Yes, you can do. Only if you have only one class. Suppose I have only one class here. Then what you can do is you can have an option of doing main function within this class itself. Shall we try that? See here, I am removing the class name rectdemo. I have to change the class name also, I mean file name also. I'll come to that later. Just remove this class name, I mean this class name, and also remove this class closing here, and then class closing is done here. Okay, now the class has been opened here and then it has been closed here. As I told you, every time main function has to be inside a particular class, even though you have a class before that. That is the actual way of doing, and then you have to save the file with the name of the main function class name. But there is an option when you have only one class in a program, then you have an opportunity like doing main function within the class itself. Okay, can you understand this?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, now what I have to do, I have to rename the file name. So let us have the same file name, because I don't want to rename the file again. Go on, I'll just change this alone, rect demo. Can you understand this? Can you understand this? Now the main function and everything is within the same class itself. So let us run and see now.
Sir, in public, also
object
change.
மாத்தணும் சார்.
Napa?
Rectangle is there.
Create பண்ணும்போது class ல.
இதான் விட்டுருவோம். இதெல்லாம் கம்பைல் பண்ணும்போது we will know the error. The compiler will scold us. Ambi, you are doing wrong. This is the place that you have done an error. Please change it. ன்னு சொல்லிட்டு compiler is there, right? Our friend compiler is there. He will take care of it. Okay. Java C rectdemo.java. Okay. Okay, that's all. So this is the case only when you have only one class. Suppose I have one more class here. Okay, one more class. Suppose I have one more class called as rectdemo1. Then you have to create separate class for the main function also. That main function class name has to be the file name. Is it clear for you?
Sir, one doubt.
சொல்லுப்பா. Yes.
Sir, ஒரே ஒரு கிளாஸ் இருக்கும்போது ஆப்ஜெக்ட் கிரியேஷன் நெசசரியா? அங்கேயே டைரக்ட் அசைன் பண்ணி ஃபங்க்ஷன் கால் பண்ண வந்து
பண்ணலாமே, அப்படியும் பண்ணலாம். Okay, that I'll come to that later. Okay, now we are getting into the object oriented programming. So அது நம்ம அந்த சைடு ஃபோக்கஸ் பண்ணுவோம். இது நடுவுல சொல்றேன். I'll tell you. நடுவுல சொல்லும்போது நான் சொல்றேன் அது. Okay. புரியுதாப்பா? இது புரியுதா?
Yes, sir.
Is it understandable? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. ஐயோ நான் ப்ரோக்ராமே மாத்திட்டேனா, அந்த ஃபைலே மாத்திட்டேன். சரி ஓகே. ஸோ மாத்திடுவோம். ஸோ இந்த கிளாஸை க்ளோஸ் பண்ணணும். இந்த கிளாஸை க்ளோஸ் பண்ணியாச்சு. ஓப்பன் பண்ணணும். Now we run the same program and see. Okay. Puridappa? So this is how you will do the program. And next one. அதுதான் இந்த ஆக்சுவலாக வந்து பிபிடி வந்து பார்க்குறதுக்கு பெருசாக இருக்கும். இட் வில் பி an elaborated way. What we had seen it now will be represented in a theoretical way. That is the thing which we have in PPT. Okay. So class followed, how the class will be, class followed by class name, and then it will have a variable, type variable, and then it will have n variable. You can have any number of variable as I told you, and then you will have a method name, and then parameter list. I'll tell you what the parameter is all about later, and then type method, and then parameter list again. So this is how the class will be. And then how will you create an object? The object is an this is how you will create an object, right? Class name followed by object name, class name followed by object name equal to new class name of. As I told you, what it is a declare of a reference variable. Okay, you have a class name. For an object name is nothing but it is the reference variable. It is called as a reference variable. And once it encounters this new class name, what does it mean? It will create a memory location for the reference variable. That is the difference here. So single line you can write it like this: class name followed by object name equal to new class name. Don't think that there is something new in this PPT. It is all which we had seen it practically now. Okay. So this is also, it is a declaration. Box B, box is the class name, B is the object name, and what it will do, it will create not allocate an object. It will not allocate, address is not allocated to object only when it is there. Okay, it's just in reference variable. So once it encounters new box of, it means that a new memory location will be allocated to this reference variable. That is what is given in this slide. Okay. Okay, next comes the methods. So you know what, how to create a class, right? How to create a class and how to create an object, right? How to create an object and how to create access the member functions and then member variables of the particular class. So now we have a concept like methods. Okay, methods. What is methods? Is it new something? Functions. Very good part. Functions are, we also call methods as function. We also called methods as member functions, whatever it may be. It's like that. Okay. So access specifiers. Access specifiers is very important here. Okay. What is access specifier?
Scope of the function.
Scope of the particular function. So let us see this here itself. So what is the scope of this? What is the scope of this function? What is the default scope of the function? What is the default scope of a Java
within
method?
The class.
Huh? Within the class.
Within the particular class.
No. It is public. Actually, it is public. It can be accessed anywhere outside the class. A default access specifier. Default access specifier in Java is public. In C++, it is private. Okay. So I can run this program. See here, I run this program. Did I mention anything there? Public and private? Because the default it is public. When I run this program, it will give me the result as 200. Right? If I change the access, like this has to be private. private void method. It means that private is a keyword. It tells that this particular function should be within this class only. Outside the class, it cannot be accessed. Outside the class, it cannot be accessed because we have one more class, a class called as rect demo, and within that we have the main function, and that cannot be accessed outside. So let us run this and see what error it is giving. Can you see the error, guys? Area has a private access in rectangle obj.area. Can you see this? This is called as data hiding. This is called as data hiding. This is called as data hiding. So if I change this to again public, I mean not the public, please mute your mic bar. For நாலு எல்லாருக்குமே மியூட் பண்ணுவோம். இந்த மாதிரி பண்ணீங்கன்னா I have an option like muting everyone. You cannot unmute and talk. You cannot unmute and ask your doubts. Please don't do this. It is irritating for me. If I'm going in a flow, if something happens like this in middle, it disturbs me. Okay, if I run this again, Java C rect demo. I didn't save the file. Okay, now it will run. So now can you see the difference between private there? So it is default, it is public. Okay, you can also give explicitly if you want to tell it is public. Yes, you can give public. I'll save this public and then run it and see. Yes, it is running. Default it is public. That is why we don't want to give it explicitly that it is a public. Okay, can you understand? Can you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, this is how the access specifier will work. Access specifier followed by return type. That is how you have to give. Actually, the syntax has to be like void rect demo. Void is nothing but it's a return type. Void rect demo. Rect demo is the name of the particular function. I mean name of the particular method. Okay, access return type, that is void, and then rect demo. But syntax how you have to tell it as an access specifier. Access specifier, like it can be a public and then it can be a private. So someone asks you what is the syntax for a method, I mean a member function or a member function, then you have to write it like this: access specifier followed by return type and then followed by a name. So we won't be mentioning the access specifier unless or until it is a private, right? Unless or until it is private, we won't be mentioning it, because the default access specifier is public. Even though if you want to mention it actually, then you can give it as public. Okay, and then followed by a parameter list. I'll come to this later. I mean what the parameter list is all about, I'll come to this later. I mean later part of the topics we have this. And then there are different types of methods we have. One is mutator method and another one is accessor method. Mutator method, what it will do is that it will method that change the assigned value. I mean assigned value the instance field. Okay, method that change the assigned value the instance field. Accessor method is method that only access the instance fields without modifying it. So that is called as a method. Okay, suppose I have this here. See here. So the parameter அப்புறம் வந்து அந்த arguments அந்த bracketல கொடுத்திருக்கோம்ல, so அதுக்கு வந்து I'll come to that later. Okay, because that is very interesting and then very important topic as well. It is there, I mean in the next topic it is there, parameters and arguments. I'll come to that later. I think that if time permits I'll tell you, or else we'll stop up to this.
சார் இங்க வந்துட்டு நம்ம பப்ளிக் ஸ்டாட்டிக் வாய்ட் மெயின் ஃபங்க்ஷன்ல கொடுத்திருக்கோம்ல சார், அங்க பப்ளிக் தேவைனா யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கலாம் இல்லனா வேணாமா சார்?
No, that has to be there. Main function, it has to be there. It means that whatever that you bring into the public, I mean bring into the main function, whatever which is available in the main function is public to all the classes. That is the meaning. Okay, அங்க கண்டிப்பா தரணும்.
Okay சார்.
தம்பி இதெல்லாம் syntax தம்பி, இதெல்லாம் syntax. I'm only focusing on the user defined function name. User defined function la nee kudukumbodhu mattum you have to use either public or private. Public or private, whatever it may be. But default it is public. Okay, if you want to make it as private, then you can give it as private. But these are all the keywords that you should not change. Okay. 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 So what else I have here? So this is called as a parameter. Okay, this is called as a parameter or arguments. We call it as an arguments. See how this program is running is public static void main, because I have only one function here. நம்ம வேல்யூவை மெயின் ஃபங்க்ஷன்ல இருந்து பாஸ் பண்றதுக்கு we need a catching point. Suppose we pass something from the main function to the a function in a particular class. I need something to catch that particular value which is being passed from the main function inside the class, right? So that particular catching element is called as a parameter or an argument. In local language I am telling this. Okay. Oh, student 1 கொடுப்போம். 1 2 First let us run this.
Java, sir.
சரிங்கப்பா, ஒன்றும் இல்லை, காப்பி பண்ணி பேஸ்ட் பண்ணோம்ல அந்த எரர்ஸ் எல்லாம் இருக்கும். காப்பி பண்ணி பேஸ்ட் பண்ணால் அந்த இதெல்லாம் மாறும், கொட்டேஷன்ஸ் எல்லாம் மாறும். Suppose if you also do the same, see that you are also changing all this. Other than this there is no problem. பயப்பட தேவையில்லை. எஸ், ஜாலியாக பண்ண ப்ரோக்ராம் பண்ணும்போது பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நீங்கள் கேம் விளையாடுறீங்க, you may get distracted in all the social media, right? And you may also get distracted in other means also. If you start doing the programming, that is the only interesting that you will have. That much amount of interest you should have. See here, the name of the student is Sarveshwaran. Eppadi varudhe? So I have a class here and I have a string, a data type called a string, and then variable is name. Void set name is a function name, and I have a parameter called as string s. It can be also like this, int s. Parameter as a variable followed by enapa. So name equal to s. Name equal to s. That will be caught in this, and then because I'm going to pass something from this place, so from the main function, if I want to pass something from this main function to this class, then I need something to catch that particular thing. So adukku dhaan vandu indha s ingra variable. So what data I'm going to pass? I'm going to pass a string kind of data, so it is string. If I'm going to pass int kind of data in s, then it has to be int s. Okay, so string s, so that will be printed s, and then that will be name. Okay, so that is in the another name. So student, I'm creating a class here, student equal to stud is the object name equal to new student of. So student dot set name. Set name in the sense, in set name I need to pass a value. I'm passing a value Sarveshwaran. If you want to pass some other value also you can pass. See here, Ramesh. So that will be caught into this variable called as yes, and then once it is caught, it has to identify its data type. Yes, it is a string data type which I got. It cannot be like you given int here, and then if you pass a string value here, it will not work. It will throw you an error. Since I am passing the integer, I mean string value, I have to use a string data type here. that will be stored in a variable called as name. Okay, that will be stored in a variable called as a name, and then it will be printed. So next one, what is the next one? System.out.println, name of the student is student stud.getName. So it is like this. stud.getName function. I am calling this function. I mean next function. Okay, I am calling this next function.
Sir, class name student 1 sir.
Okay, I am calling this next function. So it is giving me this, getting it like this. Okay, so you can either give it like this separately and then put it in the output statement, or else directly you can mention it in the output statement. So the value which is passed in this particular place, and then it has been passed to this particular place within the same class, and then it is printed. Suppose if I want to pass an integer value here, see here, 20. I'm going to pass the value called as 20. Then I have to change it as int s, which is going to get caught in this place, and then
Sir, get name is necessary, sir.
yes, that function is the where it is getting the name. You can also give it here itself, just for understanding, just for telling it elaborately. I'm creating one more function name here. You can also put the same thing here itself.
In the above function itself, we can put return name also.
But
instead of using two functions in the first function itself,
yes,
we can put return name.
You can use
and change the void.
Yes, you can use. See, the actual concept is like,
sir, when we give a name is equal to yes, the name value will be already changed. No, sir. Why should we return name again, sir?
So what you do is you just try to understand this alone as of now. Mutator and then accessor method. So what is mutator and accessor method now? Mutator is something like when you, that alone you read now. Okay, mutator is changes the value in the instance fee. That is called as mutator. Mutator, what it will do is that it has got something here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pass something from this place that is caught in this place with the help of this variable, with the help of this data type, and then that is getting printed. So the value is now before s is null. Now after passing it is Ramesh, right? So the value is changing. If you change the value of a particular a function, that is called as a mutator method. I mean, if you change the value of a particular method, then it is called as mutator. Previously it was s equal to some other value. Now, I mean s equal to null. Now after passing the value, it is changed to Ramesh. So null is changed to Ramesh. So changing the method. Okay, then it is called as mutator. Simply if I don't change any value and then I print the value alone, that is called as accessor method. Simply what I'm going to get name. See, student dot get name. I'm just printing the value. I'm not going to change the value of name. I'm not going to pass anything here. Okay, I'm just printing the content which is available here. That is why the example is mutator method and accessor method. Okay, just try to understand what is mutator method and accessor method. We will come to that later. I mean, what this parameter is, how to pass the parameter, how to call the arguments, and all those things. We'll come to that later. So as of now, you just try to understand what is mutator and then what is accessor. That will do. Okay, understand? Can you able to understand this?
Yes, sir.
So instead of printing in main function, one minute, sir.
Instead of printing?
Instead of using printing in main function, you can print in the string get name function, sir.
Engappa?
System.println, sir. We can use it in the function string get name itself, no, sir. That too will correct, no, sir.
No, the example is idhukku enna example na, see the example we are going up to according to the example. Actually, you have to know what is mutator and accessor method. In mutator method, I'm showing you an example like student.setName of Ramesh. S is now converted to Ramesh. that is called as mutator. In accessor method, what it is going to do, student.getName, what it is going to do, am I going to pass any value here? Am I passing any value here? I'm not using any value. What I'm going to do, just printing whatever available in this get data. That is called as accessor method. I'm just going to access it. That is how the example goes. If you want to change the programming according to your wish also, you can change. But according to this example, I mean for the concept, I'm telling this example. What is mutator? It changes the value. What is accessor? It won't change the value. It will just return the value. That's all.
Yes.
Okay. Any other doubts you have? Shall we wind up the class? It's getting late because if it is 11:45, I can extend the class. But you have next class also.
Yes, sir.
So we have next topics here. See here, we have next topics like what is methods, method overloading, right? Method overloading, and then what is polymorphism, types of parameters. So you will, when you understand all this PPTs, right, up to this method overloading, definitely you can able to understand what the parameter is and then what the argument is, how to pass and how to get the values and everything. Okay. Okay. Okay, pa.
Third session yaar sir neenga da marudu varinga?
No, sir, Max sir varu. I have some work today, that's why.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.